Hello and welcome to my channel. I created this channel as an outlet to share and develop stories. I hope you enjoy it. So it's September 2020 and I'm sitting here. I mean, like literally sitting right here in this chair in this office. And it's this nice office, about 15 by 20, well furnished. There's this wonderful ugly painting over here. And it's at the side of the house so that it's private enough that I can do business without being disturbed, and yet it's close enough or attached to the house that I know what's going on. And anyway, I'm feeling very trapped. COVID's been going on for 6 months. There's all the restaurants and stores are closed, which are a lot of the reason why we moved about a year ago. And the other reason was the commute to work's a lot shorter, and it's all work from home. And it's all well and good, but I'm definitely feeling trapped. And as I'm sitting here, I hear, "I want water, please," through the door. So this is my barely verbal autistic son, Philip. And what he'll do is he'll stand in front of his room on the second floor over the stairs, and he will just keep saying, "I want water, please," louder and louder until somebody tells him it's okay to get water. And the ironic thing is that Philip knows perfectly well how to get water himself. In fact, it's been so long since I've actually gotten water for him, I have no idea. Well, like, what he gets, what he puts it in, where it, like, I have no idea. He just handles it all. But he really wants somebody to tell him it's okay, to the extent that he will sit up there for an hour and just keep asking until somebody tells him it's okay. And it's interesting. He doesn't get mad about it. He doesn't get impatient. He's just very, very persistent. So, of course, I say, "Philip, yeah, it's okay." And I remember back about 5 or 6 years before, we were at his school. And his school is this wonderful old cinder block building that was the municipal building of the township. And so it's got these wonderful small rooms and large rooms, but they're all cinder block. It's even got a couple old jail cells. Of course, there's no bars or anything on them anymore. But we're there in this very dark meeting room. And of course, it's all cinder block, very, very little light because it's from that era. And his teacher says to me, says, "One of the things we love about Philip is that he's so independent. Like, when we have something new, he'll just dive into it and do whatever he thinks is best." And, most of these kids have kind of a learned helplessness where they just, until you tell them it's okay, they won't touch anything. And even then, they want to know exactly what to do. And Philip just doesn't have that at all. However, we think Philip's a little too independent. Philip has been insisting on jumping down the stairs lately. And in fact, that's what he does at home, where he's at the landing of one stair and he'll jump to the other. But at home, it's not a big deal because while we have lots of stairs, they're all in like ones and twos. So, jumping over a step is no big deal. But at school, it's more like doing the long jump down 20 feet, and it's super dangerous, and it just has to stop. What's more is, at home, as Philip gets older and he's more capable, he's very curious, and that leads to a lot of destruction. For instance, one time he was like, "I wonder what's behind this wall," and just started chipping away at the wall. And as he's more capable, it's more and more dangerous for him. In fact, he's jimmied open a window that I nailed shut, which of course is very dangerous because he's on the second floor. So the teachers and we all agree that we really need to have a program where we restrict some of this independence because it's becoming a problem. And in fact, that worked very well. Obviously, maybe a little too well. To the point where it kind of reminds me of our horses. So at our last place, we had a horse farm, and we had about 5 acres. We had under half a dozen horses, and the the electric fence at first worked very well, but over time we would often turn it off or it would be damaged. And so for years, the electric fence basically did nothing. In fact, I remember one time where some deer had like run through the fence, and so there's 3 layers of the fence, and there's only one sitting on the ground across and the horses still respected that. So in a very real way, this fence was more of a psychological barrier than a physical barrier. And I remember a rule that they said, which is that the larger the area the horses have, the weaker the fence can be. So here I am back in 2020 thinking about Phillip and how his independence has probably gone a little too far towards not being independent, and the horses and their perceived barrier versus a physical barrier. I'm thinking about how important it is that, you know, they not be too independent, right? There's real danger outside of these barriers. But at the same time, I am feeling trapped, and I'm thinking, what could I do? What could I do to take a little jump, not do a long jump down a big thing of steps, but, jump over a couple little steps so that I could feel a little less trapped and so that I could grow a little bit in my independence. And that's when I said, I really want to do these stories. I really want to tell these stories. I really want to work to learn how to tell stories better so that, when I'm presenting or when I'm just talking, that I have a better grasp of being able to pull these stories out. And that's exactly what I did. And it's been a tremendous help, and I think a tremendous success for me personally. I hope you all have enjoyed it, because I certainly have enjoyed making them. Thank you. So if you enjoy my stories, please like and subscribe to them. And feel free to leave a comment or two. Thank you.
What?
I love your little tune.
Was Mario?
Oh, is that what it was?